Hello everyone, it's Marie here from pepperleavrose.blogspot.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to share with you a Christmas gift idea, and it's a relatively inexpensive idea. And I went shopping on the weekend with my husband and children, and we found these cute little chocolates from Aldi. No, it's super cheap and everything, but these chocolates are actually quite nice, and they're made in, I think, in Germany. So yeah, they're made in Germany, and they're quite lovely. And my kids were saying, well, for our really good friends at school, what can we give them for Christmas? And I thought to myself, well, a packet of 5 of these costs $3. So I was thinking, well, this is for the really special friends. What I was going to do is I'm going to give them each 2. So I'll put these together, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little box, so a little gift box to put these 2 little chocolates in. Okay, so I built this, I designed and constructed this box around these 2 chocolates, okay, but you can find them in any Aldi store in Australia, possibly overseas too, I don't know, but I thought this is a great idea, but have to be careful not to give nuts to kids at school that are allergic, or you can give them to workmates, whatever you want. So there's lots of options. So I'm going to get started in constructing this little box. I'll be using the Jolly Friends and Jolly Hat Builder Punch. Now you can buy these 2 together as a bundle, and you can get 10% off, and they're in our holiday catalogue, or you can buy them each separately. So I'm going to use that. Today I'm using the Star of Light stamp set, and I'll be featuring just a couple of images like these 2 stars there, and there as a background. And for my sentiment I'm using the Cookie Cutter Christmas stamp set, and I'm going to feature the wishing you a season as sweet and joyful as the friendship we share. So we'll get started on making this box. Just pop these to one side. I'm just going to bring out some Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to be using the little elf image on this. I'm going to stamp it on here, and I'm also going to be using this hat here. So I'll just stamp that now in one hit. So I'll just grab my, that's right, my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Just take that away. Just make sure I've inked that up really, really well. And I'm just stamping that on some Whisper White cardstock. So I'll just pop that in the middle here. That turned out beautiful. And at the same time, I'm going to stamp the sentiment up here. I'll do that on this side in Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Make sure I've inked that up really well. So I'll just pop that up here, just straighten it up. And where is it? There. Okay, that turned out beautiful. And in Real Red ink, I'm going to ink up my my stamps for the hat. And what I did was I I punched through with my punch a scrap piece of cardstock. So once I punched that through, I just cut it out, and I'm keeping that with my stamp set. And I used this as a template. So what I did was I arranged the stamps within that template, so it looks like that. So when I stamp, I can cut out all the pieces from my punch in one hit. So that's what I did with that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stamp that that hat in Real Red. Open that up. So I'm just going to ink it up in Real Red ink. I've got the older style ink pad. I haven't gotten rid of it yet. It's still going strong after all these years, and I've only And I've never really inked it up either, re-inked it, so it's still going strong. So you're assured quality with Stampin' Up, I can tell you. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stamp the hat, and I'll stamp that over here. I'll just press it down for a few seconds to make sure that the ink transfers on. And that's done a pretty good job. Turned out beautiful actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Jolly Hat Builder Punch, and I'm just going to cut out the images. As you can see, they line up perfectly. So make sure I get that correct. And I'm going to, oops, punch that out. So the image is punched out perfectly, so there's your hat. So I'll just pop that over to one side. And with this image here, I'm going to be using my Layering Circles framelits dies. And they come in this pack of, how many is in here? Oh, there's quite a few in here. There's 16 dies, so they all layer and coordinate with each other. So what I'll be doing is I'll be cutting out my Whisper White circle here with the elf image on there, and then I'll be using my Real Red to cut out the layering circle. So I'll just bring up my Big Shot, and we'll get started on the die cutting. That's the only die cutting we're going to use. I'm using my magnetic platform today and a acrylic piece there. I'm going to put my cardstock there, the red cardstock there, and I'm going to put my circle over here, and I'm going to crank them through the Big Shot. Just make sure that they layer properly, and they're within the sandwich there. And off they go. So that's done. This is going to be a longer video because I'm showing you everything start to finish. Okay, so I've just cut my elf. I wanted him towards the bottom of that circle, so I cut him off there. And with the layering circle there, it's going to look like that. It's going to look super duper cute. It's just got a very tiny border around it, but it will look adorable. Okay, so I'll just pop these to one side. Just pop these away, otherwise I will lose them, knowing me. So that's done with the die cutting. And now with this sentiment here, I'm just going to freehand cut it. I think it just adds a really nice touch. So I'll just freehand cut it with my scissors. I'm not doing anything freaky or unusual here. Oops. Pop that there. And it doesn't have to be even, it kind of adds to the charm of it. Makes it look handmade and gorgeous. So there's the sentiment all done there. And I'm just going to bring up now my scoreboard, because we're going to do some scoring to make this box. I've got a piece of garden green cardstock at 6 inches by 7 inches wide, and I'm going to score this on the 6-inch side at 1/2 inch. Oops. So at 1/2 inch. The next one's at 1.25 inches, 1 1/4. The next one is 3.25. And the next one is at 4 inches. And that's it on the 6-inch side. Then on this, we'll turn it around to the 7-inch side. And we're going to score again at 1/2 inch. Oops, went off the tracks. Oh. 1/2 inch. 1 1/4 inches, 1.25. Then I'm going to score it at 5.75. Uh, 5.75, and then at 6 1/2 inches. Okay, so all the scoring is going to look like that. Okay, what we will do is we're going to create a box, and this is the template for this box here that opens up like that. So it's going to look like that. Okay, and there's flaps on each side. So I made it like that so you can make a whole bunch of these in advance, and then you can quite simply just store them flat. So this is my prototype, but then you can store them flat. So it'll look like that. Now, silly me, what I forgot to do before I scored, what I should have done was stamp my background. So just pretend I didn't score it at that stage, and I'm just going to grab some scrap piece of paper, copy paper, and I'm going to grab my garden green ink and those star images that I told you about from the Star of Light stamp sets. So I'm just going to stamp these stars just randomly all over the project. Just random into no particular pattern or anything, but just, that looks great. So I should have done that before I scored, but it doesn't matter, it actually turned out quite good anyway. So I'll keep stamping that. I love how these are photopolymer because I can see exactly where I need to stamp. So this is great. Okay, love my pattern, so I've just put that away now, my garden green ink pad. And what I'm going to do now is score. I forgot to grab my bone folder, so I'll be back in a second. And I'll just grab my bone folder, and I'm just going to now fold and burnish on all of the score lines. So take that away, and I'll just start. Oh, I'm a really silly duffer. I have to do it on this side. Hang on a second. Score it like that again. Score that again. Okay. What I need to do to make it the right way around is I need to actually stamp on the other side. So I stamped on the wrong side. So what you need to do is next time stamp this way. So I'll bring out my garden green again, and I'm going to do it again. So sorry guys, I won't be long. Just quickly stamp, stamp. Quickly stamp. We can do this relatively quickly. Okay. Or did I have it right the first time? I think I may have had it right the first time. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You've got an inside and an outside pattern. I'll just stuff that up. I don't know. I'm just all over the shop today. Okay, so what I'm going to get now is my paper snips, and I'm just going to have my template out here. So what you'll need to cut through is these top two ends on the 1/2 inch side. So just cut straight down across, and I'll miter that end in there like that. Do the same on that side. Just cut that bit off. And I will do it like that. So it looks like that, okay? Then I'm going to cut up onto those score lines up until the 1 1/4 inch there. So it's cut up there, there, and there. And what I'll do is I will cut off that one here, and I'll just mitre the flap in. Just makes it a lot easier when we're folding the box down. Same on this one, is I cut off that little 1/2 inch circle, score line, and I just mitre the flap in. And on this flap here, just like on here, I'm going to cut off this altogether. So I'll just cut that all off, and I'll just clean it up and just get rid of there's like a score line bit there. I'm just going to cut that off. Okay, and pop these away. So it's going to look like that. Okay, and with this flap here, I'm just going to clean up the edge a little bit, just to slither off, as it's was just that messy score line. Okay, now on the bottom side, so that's your top side. On the bottom side, again, we're going to cut up the score lines up there. Do that again here and here. Okay, so look at our template again. We're going to cut off this part here. So I'll just cut that right off. So that's off. Then I'm just going to cut that 1/2 inch right off, and I'm going to just mitre the flaps in. And the same goes on the one on the other side. And mitre that in. And that way we get also rid of that yucky score line. Okay. So now I'll just make sure I trim off that little score line. So that teeny tiny score line, trim that right off. And it goes like that. Okay. So now it looks like that, just like this. What we'll grab next is our 3/4 inch circle punch. I'm just going to square it up in the middle here, and I'm just going to cut out a little, like a 1/4 inch, a quarter of the circle there. Just make sure I put that in the middle and punch just the tiniest little bit of circle there. And so now it looks like that. Okay. So what I'll grab next is my Project Life corner rounder. I'll just go and grab that quickly. I completely forgot to bring it around. I thought I had everything prepared. But yeah, there's always one or two things I seem to forget. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to round the corners of each of these flaps on either side. So I'll just pop that right in. And, oops, that didn't turn out well at all. Do it again, that's better. And make sure I put it in nicely. And there we go. There's rounded now. And I'll do the other side. And do that one again. Oops. Make sure it's right in, and that's all done now. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'm going to put some adhesive on that little 1/2 inch flap. So I'm just going to bring my silicone mat and my fast fuse, and I'm just going to, oops, add some fast fuse on this side. And I'm going to now that's the only adhesive you're going to need. And so now, as you can see, these are both now flaps that you can close up without adhesive. So that goes on the bottom there. Okay, so that's one done. And I'll just pop the little chocolates in there. And there you have that little box. Isn't that cute? So that worked out really well, and I didn't mind that I stamped the inside because that makes it look more uniform too, even though I had it right the first time. Shouldn't have panicked. Anyway, so that's all closed up now. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to bring all the elements that I had stamped beforehand. But before I do that, I'm just going to grab my Blushing Bride stamp pad. There's a little bit of ink pulled on the lid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my blender pen, just scribble a little bit on my sheet there, and I'm just going to add some rosy cheeks on that little elf. I'm not going to do any other colouring, and another rosy cheek there. Okay, and so I'll just show you close up. See the rosy cheeks. Well, there was a little piece there. Okay, I'll just even that up a little bit, make it a little bit bigger, and I'll just scribble it till it's clear, and that's it with the colouring. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my liquid glue, and I'm going to layer my Whisper White piece over that real red part. So I'll just quickly do that. Oh, got glue on my hands. Just grab a tissue so I don't get it all over my project. Okay. Oops. I think I had a bit of glue there as well. Anywho, I'll just put some glue right on the edges, and I'll layer it on top. It's the tiniest of borders, but I think it's just enough to add colour. So it's just going to go on here, and I might just trim up that a little bit more just to make sure that it fits on the box. And I'll even that up, that looks a bit uneven. So just as even as possible, and I'll do that again on here. Okay, so I'm going to even put it as an angle, at an angle, so I might put that there, pop that down here. Alright, so I'll just put a little bit of glue just around the edges there. So I'm going to put that there, like that. I'm going to put this on a couple of dimensionals, but before I do that, I'm just going to build the hat on top of the elf. So I'm just going to pop it on like so. So I'll just put a little bit of glue just along the edge there. Okay, so just there. Pop the glue like that, and I'll just put the hat at a little bit of an angle. Then I'll just grab that the trimming part, and pop some glue on that, and pop it like that. Oops. Like so. And then I'm going to add a little teeny tiny piece of glue right on the edge of the hat, just on the edge there. And I'm going to put the little pom-pom bit right on the edge there, so it'll stick down. So it's going to look like that. Isn't that cute? And then I'm going to get some dimensionals, and I'll pop it onto the box, and then we're finished. So I'll just grab those, pop it on the other side. So I'll have one there. Okay, just 3 dimensionals. I've just put it onto the circle part. Take off the backings. And I'll just add it right here in the middle. Oops, right there. And so there you have it, guys. A really cute box with a lovely little sentiment, wishing you a season as sweet and joyful as the friendship we share. Love the little elf, too cute, and great couple of treats inside. Very inexpensive gift for your, special friends or co-workers or whoever to say Merry Christmas. And I hope you all like it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Oh, also, I just wanted to show this to you then flat. So you can make a whole bunch of these and you can store them flat and they're all ready to go when it's time to give you gifts. Okay? Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time with another Christmas project. Bye for now.